pay a fine. They said you're acting alone, and they're letting you go to jail.
Exactly.
And how do you know they signed off on your trade?
Because everyone knows that they sign off on every trade.
And ultimately, who would be responsible for stopping the trade that violated regulations?
Paul Gilroy.
So it couldn't possibly be that you knew what you were doing, you kept it secret, and all of this is your fault.
It could be, but it isn't.
Well, that's interesting, because we have somebody who says it is.
Who the hell is that?
Mr. Tull's therapist.
What?
A therapist can testify against his patients.
Cant, if we pay for it, you signed a waiver, which you did.
Mr. Tull, your therapist's testimony is coming, and when it does, your ability to cut a deal goes away. Drop this matter, and no one ever knows you saw a therapist at all.
You went to see a company-provided therapist and you never told me?
I didn't think it mattered.
Well, it goddamn does. Did you tell this woman you did this?
No, because I didn't do this.
Well, they're not bringing her in to testify to that.
I told her that I felt guilty as if the whole thing was my fault. I never said it was.
Well, you might as well have, because that's what it's gonna sound like.
Perfect.
How could you be so stupid to confide your feelings to a stranger?
Because I needed help. And if you're not going to talk about your feelings, you might as well not see a therapist at all.
You better hope there are therapists in prison, because if I can't stop her from testifying, that's where you're gonna end up.
No cross. What brings you down to my office? Here with a proposal from Lewis? You're here because Lewis wants something from me, but he's too afraid to ask.
He's not afraid. He just sent me here because he figured you might hear it better coming from me. Huh. McCurtain Motors wants to make an investment in battery technology. We'd like to quietly negotiate with Tanaka, and we need your help getting some of this.
And why would I do that?
Because it's huge money, and now the contingent compensation is back at you. It's huge money for you.
And the last time Lewis came to me with an offer like this, it was bullshit.
Well, I'm not Lewis, and this isn't bullshit.
And I guess I just have one question. How much of the deal are you authorized to give?
50%, and that's more than that.
The deal is, but I won't have it.
You know this helps your client, right?
I don't give a shit. All of it or none of it.
It's gonna be none of it, and you're just taking money out of your own pocket.
I don't care, because this isn't about money. It's about getting even. So run along. Go tell Lewis I'm not lifting a finger to help him, unless I get everything.
Wow, you really are a dick.
I take it that means you know where I stand.
Jessica, hi, what can I do for you?
How's the wedding planning going?
Oh, well, we're still looking for a venue, but things are moving along.
I hear a lot of couples fight during this time.
Well, I happen to have a fiance who's smart enough to leave everything to me.
That is not why you're here. I want to know how Harvey's doing.
Without peace?
No. I just want to know how he's doing.
He's doing fine.
Keep an eye out.
What are you doing here?
You're coming to my offices tomorrow to testify against my client. You didn't tell me.
I didn't tell you because this is the first I'm hearing about it.
Bullshit. I saw it. You got subpoenaed to testify against Sam Tull.
And until you just burst in here, I had no idea he was your client.
Well, it doesn't matter because you're not showing.
And you're going to stop them from arresting me, are you? Because that's what will happen if I don't.
Then get yourself someone like me and get out of it.
For your information, I have been to 3 different men like you because I care about Sam. And you know better than I do that once he signed that release, I have no choice.
Well, I have a way to get you out of it, and you're gonna do it. They ask you something that's gonna send him to jail, you lie.
I can't do that.
You can, and you will, and they'll never know.
Are there? And even if I didn't, I have notes. And if they found those, I'd be going to jail.
Then destroy them, because he's innocent, and he trusted you with everything. If that doesn't mean something to you, then why the hell should anyone ever trust you with anything?
Harvey, this isn't about us. No one can ever make me do that to you.
I'm sure Sam Tull felt the same thing.
Well, it's on the way. It's like, the city wants 100% of the deal. Piece of shit. So, Oh, we have to... Give it to him. What? I said give it to him. I know we're under the gun with this Dominic thing, but I really don't think it's a good idea to let him push you around like that.
I'm not letting him push me around. I'm listening to my leader.
What are you talking about?
Remember when you asked me where the new news was coming from? And I told you from me, it wasn't from me. It's from Jessica. She asked me to stop the pettiness once and for all. If I can't do that now, I'll never be able to do it.
Okay, then I guess.
All we have to do is figure out
Yeah,
everything
real
that's
soon,
beautiful.
right?
Trust me.
Been
I
waiting
can
all
do this,
morning.
I definitely can do that.
Go. Bring up your dishes. I want to run the machine. Stay back. You know what? Towels belong in the bathroom, not under the bed.
Nobody put them gonna do that.
Louis, what the hell have you done?
What? Setting up for our meeting with Tanaka.
Are you kidding me? This isn't gung-ho, Louis. They're gonna take one look at you. They're gonna run out the door.
No, they're not. Mike, Tanaka's a Japanese company steeped in tradition.
I don't care what you think they are. This is offensive.
There's absolutely nothing offensive about showing respect for another culture.
And what do you know about their culture?
Mike, trust me. When I was in junior high, we had an exchange student stay with us. Sugi, here we go. She was far from home, proud of her culture. She said everything is for me to make herself feel comfortable, right down to giving my father his very kimono. And then on a map of her hometown.
Louis, I want you to listen to me. They're gonna be here in 45 minutes. And if you are still dressed like that, this room still looks like this, Dominic is going to fire us.
We're not going to be here in 45 minutes. We'll be here. Mr. Tanaka-san. Who did this? I did.
That is the map of Shikoku. My family is from there.
I know.
How?
Because we do our homework, sir. Just like we did our homework on this deal.
I think we are going to get along very nicely.
Please. What are you doing? Get the tea. Yeah, get the tea, okay?
Oh, you must be the future Macmillans. I would say sorry I'm late, but I'm not sorry. So let us begin discussing the details of your first wedding.
I'm sorry, you are...
Your name is of no consequence. What is that my company has taken over the planning service of the Plaza Hotel. Here's our brochure. I can see by the look on your face is that bitch, Tricia. She did not tell you.
Bitch. We love Patricia.
Well, she's no longer with us. As I was saying, the menu will no longer be optional. We'll be serving de l'orange, escargot, et foie gras.
We're vegan.
What is that? It
It's...
doesn't matter. We are French. You eat what we serve, but you do not eat.
Can we taste it?
Oh, would you like me to just show you my naked body before we go out to dinner and you want to sleep with me?
I need to go to the restroom.
Okay, so here's what's gonna happen. She's gonna want to drop me, and you're gonna drop the Plaza Hotel. What? Cut the shit, John. I did that so you could have some cover. I did some checking, and you either need to change the location of your wedding, or I'm gonna tell her about your mystery.
Dr. Agard, when did Sam Tall start seeing you as a patient?
Approximately 6 months ago.
And why did he start seeing you?
He said his job involved taking risks.
So he wanted to stop taking risks?
No, he wanted to continue.
Oh, I get it. He wanted to continue with the risks. He just wanted to feel better about it.
Yes.
And were you able to help him feel better about taking these risks?
We made progress.
Yes or no?
Yes.
And after you helped him feel good about taking risks, did he reveal that he then lost $50 million on one trade? Dr. Agard, you are under oath. And if you will not answer, I will have a judge compel you to answer.
Yes.
And how did he say he felt about losing $50 million on one trade?
He said he felt guilty about it.
So he came to you to continue taking risks until he finally lost $50 million and then admitted to being guilty.
That is not what she said.
I'm sorry, he just felt guilty. Well, not just now.
Dr. Agard, did you want to give the testimony you just gave?
Of course not.
And why is that?
Because I care about my clients.
Is it possible that you didn't want to give it because it's not true?
No, it's not possible.
You couldn't possibly have been pressured to give false testimony against your wishes.
No, I couldn't have.
Have you ever been pressured to do something you didn't want to do by a client before? Let me rephrase. Isn't it true that you released a client that you cared about from rehab for no reason other than you felt pressure from a different client who was actually paying the bills? Dr. Agard, you are under oath, and if you will not answer, I will have a judge compel you to answer.
Yes.
And did this person die of an overdose less than 24 hours later?
Yes.
So, if you let yourself be pressured when someone's life is at risk, what's to make us think you're not doing the exact same thing right now?
Arrogant piece of shit.
Watch yourself. This is my office.
I don't care what it is. How dare you betray me like that?
I tried to warn you.
You didn't warn me. You asked me to lie for you, and I told you I wouldn't.
I asked you to lie for Sam Tull.
But this isn't about Sam Tull, and you know it.
What the hell are you talking about?
I opened up to you so that we could build trust, not so that you could humiliate me.
I humiliated you to help a man you say you care about.
And our fighting about your mother had nothing to do with that.
Excuse me?
You walked out of our session because you didn't want to talk about your mother. And the second you had the chance to permanently damage our relationship, you took it.
You're insane.
And you're a self-serving narcissist who will do or say anything to get what he wants.
I did what I did in there to protect my client.
Oh.
And I don't give a shit if it hurt your feelings or not, because you betrayed him just as much as I'm betraying you. And you may be the one who's crying about it, but he's the one who's been accused of committing a crime.
If you're lucky, someday you're going to realize what's really going on here. And when that day comes, I hope you find someone to help you, because it isn't going to be me.
Mike, put that coffee down and check this out. Yeah, Scarsdale. Where I grew up. It's not worth turning the table.
Actually,
Why?
Because you were right and I was wrong. And as crazy as it seems, you and I actually have to be.
Now what's left is how to listen to you.
Why don't you do it?
I don't.
Dominic, what are you doing? I was just about to call you.
Say what? You blew up my deal because I already know.
What?
That's right. Range Tech called me after they heard that I was negotiating with another company. Problem is, I wasn't negotiating with another company. My lawyers were. Without my consent.
Okay, calm down, Dominic. There was a problem with Range Tech.
I told you that I didn't want there to be any problem.
Well, if you bought them, their problems were going to become your problem. Just calm down and take a second because we brought you a solution.
Mike, don't call Dominic. Tanaka pulled out. Pulled out of what? Doesn't matter. You're both fired.
Harvey, I need to talk to you.
not now, Rachel.
Sam Tull's been arrested.
What?
Gilroy's lawyer gave formal notice to the SEC. They won't pay the fine under any circumstance.
God damn it. Gretchen, get Paul Gilroy on the phone.
Harvey, what are you going to do? Tull can't go to prison for this.
No one's going to prison.
But how do you know that? We didn't think he'd be arrested in the first place.
I don't care what we thought. It's not going to happen because I'm not letting it happen.
I've got Mr. Gilroy on line 1.
Are you out of your mind? You contacted the SEC?
They contacted me.
I'm not the one who filed a malicious prosecution lawsuit.
No, you're the one who got his ass kicked in a deposition and turned around and asked for more.
I didn't get my ass kicked, Inspector.
That idiot therapist did, and she no longer works for us.
But you still don't have any proof that I authorized those trades, and you never will.
So I suggest you stop harassing me and focus on getting your client out of jail.
You heard the man?
For dropping the lawsuit?
No, we're doubling the damages. Get it done.
You son of a bitch, you set us up.
I'm sorry, Lewis. I have no idea what you're talking
Oh,
about.
bullshit. You told Tanaka not to make a deal.
Yes, I did. At first, it looked like a good idea, but then I did my due diligence, and lo and behold, it didn't.
Was that before or after you leaked our meeting in the range there?
I have to say I'm appalled. I mean, after you've been so above board in all your dealings with me, to think that I would go behind your back and leak news of that meeting with no possible chance of it being linked back to me, that's really offensive.
It is linked back to you, plain as day.
Then I guess you two must have some sort of proof, because if you don't, you can walk yourselves the hell out of my office.
It's one thing for you to have your feud with me, but you just cost your firm a huge piece of business.
Well, let me explain to you what I already told him. This isn't about business, it's about getting even.
Harvey, you have a minute?
If you're here to tell me to drop that countersuit,
I'm just saying, in addition to attacking Gilroy, we should be getting proof that Sam got the authorization for those trades.
we don't have any proof.
We can, if we get some of the other traders to come forward and say how it went.
They'll never testify to that.
Harvey, that therapist was the company therapist. Those traders saw her on a regular basis to keep their shit together. So if Sam opened up to her about work, then some of the other traders must have too.
She can't speak to them.
Of course she can. If Toll waived privilege, then they all did. You know that.
It doesn't matter. You saw what I did to her. She's not going to want to help us.
It's not about helping us. It's about helping her client.
I can't ask her to do that.
Why not?
Because I can't.
Harvey, what's going on?
Nothing's going on.
How did you know those things about her in that deposition?
Because I did.
Does it have something to do with the fact that you've been having panic attacks and that she's your therapist? Because if it does...
Hey, this conversation is over.
Look, I am not trying to butt into things that don't concern me, but this isn't about you. This is about keeping Sam Toll out of prison.
Don't work for me anymore.
Just give us a minute to explain.
There's nothing to explain. You blew up my deal and ruined a friendship because you thought you knew better than me.
We do know better than you.
You're an arrogant son of a bitch.
Dominic, this is a draft of a class action lawsuit headed Range Tech's way the second the EPA's report comes out. That's the same report that your friend kept buried.
And if you bought them, that suit would have been headed your way. So yes, we blew up the deal, but that man was never your friend.
You lied to me. And worse than that, you didn't respect me.
I am sorry. I should have antagonized you.
I shouldn't have said that rushing through this deal without doing due diligence was feasible.
You see, the bottom line is that we were both right when we tried to do this deal with Tanaka.
And now that we got nothing to hide from you, there is nothing to stop us from finding you.
So instead of standing here kissing my ass, why don't you get to work?
If you're here to apologize, I'm not interested.
I'm not here to apologize. I'm here because I need to look at your files.
There really is no end to your arrogance.
I wouldn't ask if this wasn't the only way to keep Sam out of prison.
I'm not giving you Sam Toll's file.
And I'm not asking for it. I want to see all the files of the other traders you saw.
Are you out of your mind?
No, I'm not. They all signed the same waiver Sam did. Some of them must have admitted the way it works at Butler. And it's in your notes.
Let me see if I have my facts straight. You eviscerate me, justify it, and then waltz back here as if nothing happened.
I know something happened, but now is not the time.
You mean now is not the time as long as you need a favor?
God damn it, you're not doing me a favor. You're helping your patient. The one you said you went to see 3 different lawyers to keep from betraying.
And if you hadn't betrayed me, you wouldn't be in this position right now.
What do you want me to say? I'm sorry?
As a matter of fact, I do.
You think I wanted to depose you like that? It made me sick. I hated every goddamn second of it because I know all you've been trying to do is help me. And the only reason I didn't apologize before is because if I knew it kept Sam out of prison, I'd do it all again. Are you gonna help me?
Harvey, even if I wanted to help you, it doesn't say those things in there.
I need them anyway.
I just told you they don't have what you need.
I know that, and you know that. But they don't know that.
You're going to try and bluff them. It won't work.
You saw what I did in there to you. And that was something I didn't want to do. Trust me, they won't know what hit them.
We get fired by McKernan Motors and you didn't tell me and you didn't tell Harvey?
Wait, Jessica.
God.
We didn't tell anyone because we were fired for less than a day, and then we fixed it.
Oh, you fixed it.
Yes, it was all a misunderstanding. Dominic's back on board.
I don't give a shit that Dominic is back on board, and neither does Fletcher Engines.
Fletcher Engines?
That's right. In the less than a day that you were fired by McKernan, Jack Soloff signed Fletcher as a client. Now I have to let McKernan go.
Son of a bitch. Shit, Jessica, he set this whole thing up.
Well, I'm sure you did nothing to antagonize him.
I did do nothing. I swear. I wasn't petty. I trusted him. Then he used that trust to stab us in the back.
Jessica, you have no idea. Lewis has never been more right in his life.
You can't dump McKernan. They'll kill Harvey.
Well, we can't goddamn represent them now, and you know it.
We can if you tell Jackie he has to drop Fletcher.
Do you realize the position you're putting me in? Fletcher is worth 3 times what McKernan is.
I'm sorry you're in this position right now. But for once, I'm not the one who put you in it. Jack Soloff is.
Dinner is served.
I guess that means you got Opie his bridal gift after all.
I did. And I shouldn't have been so standoffish with you in the file room.
Well, maybe I shouldn't have had that be our first interaction.
No, that's not on you. That's on me. I never welcomed you to the firm, and I should have.
You know, when I was a young mother, first week of school every day, I dropped my little girl off. When I left, she cried. Friday came, I left. She didn't cry. So I did.
What are you saying?
You didn't welcome me to the firm because you weren't ready to see your little girl move on.
Are you saying Harvey's my little girl?
I'm saying you weren't ready to move on.
You're all right, Gretchen. Hope you like French. Bobby. You know, you didn't have to schedule an appointment just to tell me how it turned out.
I scheduled an appointment to give you these.
Thank you very much.
They're from Sam Toll.
Did you get me anything?
I did. I'm ready to talk about my mother.
This is beautiful.
I want to celebrate a special occasion.
What's a special occasion?
I got us the Plaza Hotel on your birthday.